Hey, welcome to the Type 2 Diabetes Brotherhood. And I want to talk today about registered dietitians. I was doing some research on TikTok and coming across who's the most famous people talking about type 2 diabetes. What are they recommending? And I found the first one was like one of the most popular was this woman. And I'm not going to give away names because I don't want to cause any trouble. But this is a registered dietitian, and she had 1.5 million views on a pinned video. And I was like, well, what is she? 1.5 million? Damn. Next video next to it had 2 million. And this person who's a registered dietitian is telling people who have type 2 diabetes to eat grapes, eat zero sugar, basically like yogurt, right? Dave's bread. I don't understand why, and it's a snack. The first thing you should probably understand if you have type 2 diabetes is you shouldn't be snacking at all. I guess there's a bunch of different ways, philosophies and stuff of doing it, but a lot of these people who are telling you to eat grapes and bread, I just ask one question to them is, get everybody on a continuous glucose monitor like I am. Monitor everything that these so-called people, these subscribers, they don't even call them patients, they call them my subscribers. I recommend to all of them to, make this little bento box. Put a continuous glucose monitor on and see what happens, right? If you don't know what a continuous glucose monitor is, it updates your blood sugars every 5 minutes, 24/7. In fact, we're gonna look at my blood sugars, what I ate in a day today, my fasting blood sugars, what I woke up with this morning, and we're gonna see all of that. I'm actually showing you exactly what works and sometimes what doesn't work. So you got to be very careful, my friends, if you're out there and you're, just diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and you come across information like this and, there's a high GI. Do yourself a favor and just Google diabetes and grapes. It's the worst thing that you should be eating. I guess if you're doing veganism or something like that, it's probably okay. I don't understand how they get people's blood sugars to go down eating so much carbs. I did the low carb myself. So that's the approach I took. I can't believe any of this other information. Probably like yourself, I'm very skeptical. When I first started out, I listened to a lot of these people, tried things out. It wasn't until I actually got a continuous glucose monitor and started figuring out that a lot of these people are full of shit, right? My blood sugar was spiking. I was not getting the results that I wanted. And I feel patient as fuck that a lot of you guys are going to follow these polished channels who have way better audio, way better video. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. I take these supplements and it'll drastically reduce your blood sugar spike. How about not spiking your damn blood sugar? How about eating foods that don't spike your blood sugar? And maybe you can reverse type 2 diabetes like I have. Maybe these people, anybody who's giving you this advice should show you their blood labs like I do. Show you their blood sugars 24/7 like I do. Show us exactly all these snacks and stuff that you're recommending that we should eat. And show us the continuous glucose monitor. Show us the effects on these followers and subscribers that you have, right? So be very careful, mindful, my friends. Never stop questioning everything. Question me. I invite it. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to be a popular YouTuber because I expose pretty much everything. I think it's just a big, giant shit show. Like, I had something planned a lot more graceful and I think, I'm not going to say helpful because I think this is very helpful, but I didn't want to go here today with this attitude and stuff. But somebody needs to call out the shenanigans, the clown show here. Pretty soon, if people do, I said, check their blood sugars regularly, they're going to find out that a lot of these registered dietitians are full of shit anyways. But if you're not getting the results that you want and you're not regulating your blood sugars, then you're at the right place. This is where basically we expose everything. Guys, there's nowhere for me to hide. That's why I show my blood sugars every single day. I share my labs, my cholesterol, everything for my diet to show you guys this actually works. Now, will it work the same for everybody? I'm not sure. I think 95% of you, there'll be probably a small fraction where it wouldn't, but I guarantee you for the rest of you, this is definitely going to work. And I'm excited to work with everybody because if you want to book a free call with me or email me, I've got tons of you guys asking questions. Some of you guys, we've actually become friends. We talk on the phone, we exchange phone numbers and stuff. I'm here to help, and I'm here to answer any questions that you have. And I'm also giving away a free 90-day subscription to the CGM that I use so that I can work with somebody, right? One of you guys, maybe it might be you watching this right now. So it's links in the description below. You guys can check all that shit out. But yeah, I just want to finish up with, you got to be damn careful. You guys got to realize that type 2 diabetes is turning into it's already $1 billion industry. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns into like $1 trillion industry. All the snacks, all the foods, all of the influencers trying to sell you shit, right? It's just good. It's going completely wacko. And I don't know. I just got angered today because I know that shit's not working. If you strap the continuous glucose monitor on these people, you would see something completely different. And that's why nobody's showing what I show. So anyways, I don't want to babble on about a bunch of bullshit here. Let's get to the real stuff and let me show you my blood sugars and what I ate for the entire day. All right, guys, so here is the interface to the continuous glucose monitor, as I always do every single day. I was just talking about it. This is the milligrams per deciliter. This is the number you can follow as I scroll through here. Whoops. As I scroll this pinpoint, it tells me every 5-minute increments of what's going on. And this gray zone here, as you can kind of see here in the background, that is the optimal glucose range. Says it right here. We want to stay in this belt, in this gray belt all day if we can. That's how you're going to lower your insulin levels, your blood sugar spikes, and actually reverse type 2 diabetes like I did. I'm 1.5 years in. And guys, this is the first time in a while. My time in range is 99%. Usually it's 100, but I'm a show pony. And yeah, I like to stay 100, but experimenting around today. Let me take you guys through the whole entire night so you guys can actually see. You know, I've got from around 10 o'clock is when I went to bed or so. You guys can see I was in like the low 90s to 80s over here, barely poking up through 90s. If I take you guys through here, it looks like we finally went up. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning to about 2 to 3. We're going up, 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 and we're going to hit 100, probably 99. No, just 99 milligrams per deciliter. And for some weird reason, my blood sugars actually just went down here. I think I just depleted so much sugar out of my body that I don't have anything more to give me a dawn phenomenon. Because usually a dawn phenomenon, what that means is that your blood sugars will start to spike right before you get up. It's your body knowing, you know, your circadian rhythm that you're going to get up, and like a cup of coffee, it'll start converting whatever sugars you have in your body to give you energy. And I've had wonderful energy. I wake up, I don't drink coffee, caffeine, nothing, guys. Maybe just water with lemon in it, whether it's sparkling water or hot water. But as you guys can see, this is something different is happening. I think I'm at the stage right now where my type 2 diabetes reversal process has gone so normal that I'm actually in perfect range. I don't know how long this is going to last for, and why this is all happening, because I'm not a doctor, guys, and this is not medical advice. And if you are type 2 diabetic, you should consult a doctor. I just have to say those for legal purposes. But yeah, I'm not seeing much of a dawn phenomenon, a rise in blood sugars anymore for the past week. It looks like a little bit started late here. I was already up, and you can see that's that lift, right? Like an airplane. That's the sugar starting to form in my bodies, but they pretty much leveled out here. But for breakfast, I had my egg sandwich with, it was basically 4 eggs, half a pound of burger with mayonnaise, mustard, salt, pepper. I think I used beef tallow today, probably about 2 tablespoons. And then my egg bread I've been perfecting. And I also ate had a protein shake. You can see right here. I had those at 9 a.m. So this is a fasting experiment. Before I move forward, I can show you guys, I don't know why, it's the first time. I think it was just so much food all at once. Usually I do a 30-gram protein shake. I just did a 50-gram or 60 today and ate everything back to back. So I think my body just kind of wanted to pop barely out of the ultimate glucose range at 121 milligrams per deciliter. But you can tell my insulin's working, that I'm insulin sensitive, because as soon as my body found that I was spiking, it jumped up, saved the day, and pulled it right back down. In fact, lower than what I started at. Right, I was probably, 94? By the time, less than an hour later, I was already down to 88. So that's a good sign right there. But yeah, this is an 8-hour eating window, and I think this is going to work for the majority of you guys. This is a fasting technique from India, where basically you only eat twice a day, but you want to space the meals at 8 hours spacings. So I ate at 9 o'clock. The next time I'm going to eat is at 5 p.m., and this gives me energy and leaves me satiated, like full, almost the entire day. Like eating this meal here, I was actually perfectly fine until dinner, and not so hungry. So I think if you guys are trying like a 16-hour fast, 8-hour eating window, an 18-hour fast, 6-hour, a 24-hour window eating, or even a 24-hour fast, which I think those all have their place, but this one's the most optimal. It's the most convenient, especially if you're doing large amounts of labor like I do, like extensive amounts of labor. You're very active, you know. But the beauty is just, I want to say, is you guys can interchange this stuff around to your liking. But yeah, let's take on through the day. You guys can see, you know, about noon, usually 1 o'clock's when I start doing the pump and dump is what I like to call it. When I start working, it seems like the sugars really deplete out of my body and start going down. But I've just pretty much was low all day, and doesn't mean low in a bad way. It means low in a good way. So right here, I actually did my push-ups. It's Wednesday, and it is May 28th, by the way, 2025. I did my push-ups, and that for some reason got my blood sugars down. Usually when I do push-ups, when my body goes through stress, there's a hormone called cortisol. It's the stress hormone. Sometimes it'll pump in like fight or flight. It'll actually pump sugar in my body and give me a rise. And I haven't had that. Like I said, I think my body's like, after over a year and a half, is completely changing into like complete normal. I don't know. This is very interesting. I want to keep up on this, and I'll let you guys know what I think. We're going to know by watching my continuous glucose monitor what it's telling me. But man, I'm having like perfect ranges here. So yeah, you can see throughout the day, I did not eat anything for that 8 hours, and it was right over here. This is a compression dip, guys. I think I was sitting on the couch editing some videos, and this is where I got the sensor that goes in my arm. This is what it looks like. There's the little filament right here. And that, I think what happens is when it's on your skin and you're sitting there and you lean against it, it pushes deep, and then you get a compression dip. And I can tell because it'll just dip really sharp and then come right back to normal right after. So that's what that's all about there. But I did have myself some a cucumber, lime, mint, strawberry drink for dinner. And then I also had ribs, smoked ribs. I made way too many from Labor Day. Had them left over. This is like day 4. I think we're eating ribs. Then I actually had a half a green apple with some pumpkin seed butter. And that took me for a ride right there. I haven't had this happen in a long time. So I really bumped up. I'm going to say, I think that was another compression, but I'm going to say I went up from somewhere around here from 90 to 107 just in a matter of minutes. So, but it went up, and then of course it came back down. This was a 30-minute walk here. This is why I always recommend you guys do a walk no matter what. Even if you don't have a CGM, you have no way of reading what's happening with your blood sugars. One of the most healthy things you could do is just go for a 30-minute walk. And you can see the action here, right? Again, not telling you, showing you. You guys can see that I went from 105 down to 79 milligrams per deciliter within 30 minutes. And this is why I say it's good to do this at least once a day. Really, really good is like twice a day. Platinum, over the top, you want to get rid of diabetes as fast as possible, do 3 of them, and you're going to notice a huge pump and dump. And how do I know this? Because I've been doing this shit for over fucking a year and a half, and I got the proof right here, right, of my blood sugars. Look at this. After the walk, we're sitting right now at 92 milligrams per deciliter, right? We're at perfect blood sugars. It doesn't get better than this, my friends. And in case any of you guys are wondering, you know, normal people, from what they say, is that normal is for them to bump all the way up to 140 milligrams per deciliter. And that's eating carb meals, right? And as long as it comes back down within 2 hours. For diabetics, it's normal to hit 180 milligrams per deciliter. I don't believe that. I don't think that you should be hitting 180. I think that's unhealthy. I ate half a green apple, and that's the highest I've spiked. That shows that my insulin is absolutely perfect. But that's a note I think I should say. And guys, that's it. This is the night. This is the evening. I hope I've inspired you guys, and I hope that you guys realize people should show you this shit. They should show you. They're telling you to eat grapes and bread and all that. Show me the data. That's what I would ask. Show me the fucking data. Before I jump into the pool, these people's pool, I want to know what's in it. Right? That's why I do what I do, so that you guys can see in real time, because this is no fucking rehearsal game here. Like, I'm really looking to help you guys out, and you guys need something you can gauge it by. And this, my friends, is it. This is what reversing type 2 diabetes, stopping insulin resistance actually looks like. So have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.